Today we have another young Indian with us in the Voice of the Young series. Hello everyone, good to be with you once again. Today we have Keerthana Venkatachalam. Over to you, Keerthana. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, hi sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I guess it's a really good platform where I could share my opinions as a young Indian. And to briefly introduce about myself, um, I'm from Chennai and I'm currently based in Liverpool and I'm working as a team member at Mama, and I've also worked as a journalist intern with the social talks. And what I would try to say in this particular, the video is like how I have started from like Ethiraj to how I got admitted into like University of Exeter. So how was my journey
Yeah,
and how was my volunteering experience as well as my internships.
okay.
Okay. So, as just like any the high school like student, I was also very confused about what to take. Like, should I have taken commerce, like much against everyone's wishes, because just like an average Indian parent, they want you to become a doctor or an engineer. So when you're saying like I wanted to do commerce, they think, okay, so she's going to do CA. That's what their mindset is all about. So, but when I went to 12th standard, I found economics so interesting. Maybe it could also be because one of my economics teacher, her name is Keerthana. So she, taught it in a way that it's very interesting, and I wanted to pursue it as my career at that point. But I couldn't bring myself to tell it to my parents because I know that they always think like she's going to do CA, she's going to become CA. That's what they were telling everyone.
Yeah.
But I know that I don't want to do that. So just like how they did, I also took CPT, and then I told them one day like, okay, see, listen, this is what I want to do. And first, it was a bit difficult for them to understand, but then later they accepted and they realized that it also has some potential. But whenever I tried to convince my parents, like economics is really nice, the people around them would they'll confuse them. They'll be like, no, no, your daughter is taking a wrong decision. Don't listen to her. You should, guide her. You shouldn't let them choose the path and all of those sort. But still, my parents gave in to my wish. And when that happened, we were looking for colleges, like which one is like the best and where to, go on. At that point, we realized like Delhi University is the best for economics. But the problem was that Delhi University, their admission opening is like after July or wherein like the local admissions are all getting over at that point. So as a safety measure, my father wanted me to get a admission in a local college as well. But Aitiraj College is where I did my business economics. That is one of the best in like Tamil Nadu for economics. So I got an admission into that because my father wanted me to have a safer place where I could definitely know that I'm going for a college. Because Delhi, the cutoff mark would be difficult and all of it.
Yeah.
But when everything was released, I was almost getting admitted into Miranda House. That's where I wanted to study business economics honors. But when we went there, we found out that the city is really big, and I was living always living in a very small like community kind of a thing. Like I didn't go much beyond it. Even though I was an athlete, it was almost always in like a very small circle. So this one was really daunting because Delhi is so huge. That was my feeling, and so was my parents. So we thought, like, 70 years is a very, very early to be living alone. So we thought, like, okay, and due to other factors as well. So I came back and I thought, like, let's not go to TV right now and let's see it for later times. And I started studying at Ekiraj. But I would say that is one of the best decisions that I have ever made because those 3 years in Etiraj was the best time. I learned so many things there. I was given the opportunity to become the association secretary of my department, which is pretty equivalent to being the president of the department. So when you are like the president, you get so many opportunities to represent the college, to be more confident, not to have stage fear. So to put it like, Ethiraj has this really big auditorium, which is very pretty. So when I first entered the auditorium, I thought like, I need to get on that auditorium. I need to sing there. I need to do the emceeing. I need to receive prizes and everything, all of that sort actually happened by the end of the third year. So there was so much resources being given and your voice was being heard. So I would say that was like the best time of my life because just like anyone else, college is their best time. And when that also happened, I had this passion for studying, doing my master's in abroad. But it was all because, everyone wanted to study abroad. So I also felt like, okay, I should also do that because that might be the best way. That might be the best way to explore the opportunities that is being available.
Mhm.
So from first year, I started doing everything which will be aligning to my application. Like I would be working for an NGO, working for some internship companies, so that would have a good, it makes my SOP look good.
Mhm.
But when I started doing it, I realized I really enjoy doing it. For example, I was doing my volunteering work with an organization called Guardians of Dreams. So wherein we basically raise funds so that we help the orphanage kids to have places like homes. We build shelter for them. So all these fun arranging events where where we have to go and speak to the sponsors, like different business groups go there, present ourselves and ask them, tell them what we are doing. So this helped me to have a better communication skills what I had before. And more than that, we also had like school level competitions as well as badminton tournaments, which generated a lot of revenue for us. So these, not only this also helped to network with a lot of people because it's just not me. Like people from different college, like from Loyola, from IIT Madras, and
Yeah.
from NC.
Yeah.
Like all of these people are coming together, and it's not only just students, like even people who are like working in the industry. So those stuff were like it was an eye opening for me because I enjoyed what I was doing, and that's another reason that I also joined another organization called Pledge a Smile.
Uh-huh.
So where it was during the COVID time where people were really struggling to meet their regular needs like their food and all of it. So we would generate funds so that they could get a kilo of rice or wheat or whatever that they need at that point. So when I was doing all of these, I realized that I want to do it in a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I, but I didn't know like whether I would get the opportunity to do it when I'm in India. So I thought, okay, maybe this, if I'm going abroad or somewhere like UK, I would be exposed to a much better opportunities. Like I would get to work with international organizations,
Mhm.
and that would help me to achieve my dream, like by reducing poverty and doing what I could do to the
Mhm.
community. So that's how I started applying to like UK universities in general. And I applied to first at the start of 2020, I applied to two universities. They were Warwick and Leeds. And since I made sure that I tailor made all my work so to align with the college application, I got into both of them.
Yeah.
But the problem was it was pandemic.
Yeah.
So I didn't want my parents to spend all their money for me to, sit at home and attend all these classes. It
Right.
felt like not a proper thing to do
Yeah.
at that point. So my father, so I deferred them, and Warwick didn't accept the defer, but Leeds did. So, but at that point, nothing was being sure. We didn't even know that next year, like UK would open doors for India. So my father told me like, you shouldn't waste your time right now. So you should take up entrance exams for your masters if you want to really study.
Yeah.
So I started preparing for entrance exams, and I gave not a lot, but just a few. And then I got into Lila College. It's one of the like very famous college in Chennai,
Yes.
and they're really known for their economics.
Yes.
So I did a semester with Lila, and that was really it's a very nice experience, I would say.
Mhm.
And when I was nearing my first semester, I realized that UK has opened their gates like to India, and now people can actually go and study in person. It's an offline course now. So I dropped out of Loyola because I know like what I need at that point. Because if I'm staying in Loyola itself, I know that people will tell my father or people around me would start telling me like, why are you going there? You can take up civil service and you can become a government officer or something of that sort. But I know that I want to do something great, just not that. I mean, I wouldn't say like right now I'm very close, but I have started my baby steps. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
But so that at that point, I dropped out of Lila so that if I so that I could show my parents that I'm really like I'm sure about what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I started doing all my applications and making sure all the documents are right for my Leeds application. Leeds University, getting everything ready for it. But while doing it, one of my educational counselor, she told me to actually apply for Exeter.
Yeah.
And I did it because she wanted me to. I was really satisfied with Leeds, but she said, you know what, Exeter is really good and they have really good professors
Yeah.
for economics, and you should really try. So I started applying for Exeter, and then I also got to know about their scholarship program. So I started applying for the scholarship. Like you need to write an essay and all of that.
Yeah.
And I did that, and luckily I got the scholarship. Not just one, but three of them. So I was really happy about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I always wanted to study in scholarship because I always heard my friends telling me I'm studying in scholarship, and I was like, okay, I'll do it someday. And when the opportunity was present to me, I thought, okay, I should make use of it. Then I did, and that's why I left Leeds, and then I moved on to Exeter. And moving on to Exeter was really a big decision because I have never been apart from my parents. Like I've always been like, in their nest, I would
Yeah.
say. But now I'm going out and I thought like, okay, now it is time. I can't, say that I can't do it again. I want to take that brave step and do it. So when I did it, I found out that there's a world of opportunities and there's so much to learn when you're alone, in the sense that you have to take care of all your necessities. Your mom is not going to help you out. And you have to be financially conscious as well while you're spending, and you need to keep a record of everything. So I learned all of these things when I came to UK. Because back in India, I was so much dependent on my parents.
Yeah.
Anything, they'll take care. They'll take care. But now I know that I need to take care.
Yeah.
So those stuffs were really something really nice, and Exeter is such a nice and a peaceful place, which is very ideal for you to study.
Mhm.
And my professors were like from MIT, Princeton, as well as so their knowledge was so good, and the method that they teach you is also very good. For example, on some of my evaluations, they didn't. It was not an examination. It was like writing a blog post.
Yeah.
How well you're writing a blog post. So you'll pass that particular course with that. So those are all like something very different that I would say, and I really enjoyed studying at Exeter. And after that, I started working for a journalist company and a media company where I was a journalist with them, a journalist intern. And I learned how well you can work with people from different time zones, because they are not just people in UK or not just people in India, like they're just everywhere. So, how to say, connecting with everyone and then putting your thoughts forward, and then for them to accept what I really want to write about.
Yeah.
And all of those were like genuinely an eye-opening, I would say, because if I'm not doing journalism, then I wouldn't have known so much about those topics.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're writing something, you need to be very sure that it
Yeah.
is authentic. So I learned how to do like deep research because of that. And this was also because back in Exeter, I also had a lot of internships. In sense, like I also worked with Consumer Association of India. In 2017, wherein we were conducting a awareness program on GST. And finally, we did some surveys and presented it in front of the GST Council.
Yeah.
So those kind of activities help me to have a clear understanding of how to do a proper research and how to present it in front of them.
Yeah.
That helped me while I was, doing my work here. So those are like the stuff that helped me while I was doing. And what else?
Then how
No,
come you shifted out of that journalism?
Huh?
You shifted out of that job, right?
Yes, sir.
You shifted out of that
Yes,
job.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I did because it is a contract for just a few months,
Yeah.
and then I'm doing internships because basically UK is now is like in a very bad economic situation, I would say.
Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of job opportunities available. So I thought like after finishing my graduation, I'll take a year to do internships to make sure that I like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like economic is like a sea.
Yeah.
So there's like so many narrow pathways that we could take. Some take academia, some take like, just like media, or some take like consultation services. So I want to make sure whether I like them. And that too, given the economy, I could have different internships rather than a graduate job, which would give me an idea whether I really like the job. So that's why I started doing internships like this. And I also was doing a market research analyst internship where I learned how to research about the market with like the data that is being given. That is something which is taught back in my master's course, but not this in depth, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't taught in depth. And when you're using it in a practical life, that was very eye-opening again. So I learned a lot through that as well.
Okay. So how long is your work visa in the UK? 2 years or?
Yeah, I still have a year more.
Yeah.
So it was like 1 year of study and 2 more years of, work visa.
Yeah. And after that?
After that, maybe if I really get a job, like a proper job here, and then I would be staying here. If not, I'll be coming back to India and start working there.
Okay, wonderful. So you still have 1 more year to look around.
Yes, 1 more year to look around.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself, your hopes, your fears, whatever you want to have, what's on your mind?
So what I would like to say is like sometimes it's kind of better to accept, have hope and just hold on to your dream, because many people around you just may not understand. Because when I wanted to do my master's, people around my father, they were like, it's just better getting your daughter married, or why are you even stressing? Why do you even want to send her abroad? And they even say like, you can get a guy who is abroad and just send her if she really wants to go there. They just don't realize it that we genuinely want to do something.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell people like, don't leave your hope when like it might seem like it's really dark out there, but still, if you're holding on to the ray of light, then you can definitely achieve what you want to.
Okay. All right. So there's still a lot of social pressure on young people, especially on young women, to conform.
Definitely.
To conform.
Yes.
Right? Okay. But you didn't conform.
Yeah.
You managed to get away without
Yes,
conforming.
I did. Thanks to my parents. They had my back. So yeah.
All right. That's wonderful to hear that, the parents do understand and they do support you. But of course, in Exeter, you weren't dependent on them. You had a scholarship. That was enough, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was enough.
And so even now you have your own money, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay, good. That's nice to hear that you have your own money and you're making your way. And it takes time to figure out what you really want to do. And
Yes.
when people say to young people, what will you do when you grow up? I say it's the most stupid question that anybody can ask.
I know.
Let them figure it out.
It is.
Let them figure it out. What do
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to do when I grow up? I don't know. Am I grown up? Who knows? I mean, I just started this video channel in February of this year, and the young people only in May. And if you had asked me in January that what are you going to do in June and July? Will you have a video channel? I said, are you out of your mind? What can I do in video? I've never done video, but here I am doing video and I'm talking to you. I mean,
Exactly.
the thing is that you can do things your own way and you can figure it out as you go along. So I'm glad to hear that from you.
Yeah.
And I hope you find some good job that meets your needs, whatever
Yes.
those needs are. And
Cool.
maybe we'll catch up with you 1 year from now to see where you are.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
Give us an annual progress report. Say, listen,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was thinking about this, but this didn't happen. But I managed to come up with something different, right?
Okay.
We'll see what happens, right? So let's say bye now to the viewers. And
Yes.
I'll just say I'll be back with another young person or an expert. And Keerthana will also say bye to you all.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye, everybody.